Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, Chicago scene at Demon Tap here in the Avondale neighborhood, learning all about the Chicago Handshake Passport Challenge. 15 bars where you get to walk around Chicago and check out what they have. They're independent bars, and you get a little passport, and you get it stamped, and then at the end you get a coin, and this big event at the end of it in September. I'm going to talk to Tim all about it, and also check out this bar. It's Sean's bar. We'll talk to Sean, the owner of Demon Tap here in Avondale for the Chicago scene. I feel like when you have a Chicago Handshake, it's Friday every day of the week. I'm here with Kyle and Tim of Transit Tees. How are you guys?
We're great. Doing great.
Yeah, happy day. So there's this fun event going on. It's the Chicago Handshake Passport Challenge, correct?
That's right, yeah. Transit Tees developed this emblem for Chicago Handshake. Kyle's the art director that put that together.
And go ahead.
Yeah, we created initially a card game based on the Chicago Handshake theme with Chicago nostalgia and trivia.
Right, yeah, I had a pleasure of talking to you guys about that earlier this year. But before we get further, the Chicago Handshake, I think, Kyle, you're going to tell me a little bit about the Chicago Handshake and what that is for people who don't know yet, because there's a game, there's a passport challenge, the whole thing. What is the Chicago Handshake?
So the Chicago Handshake is a drink combination at local Chicago bars. It consists of a shot of Jeppson's Malort and a tall boy of old style lager.
And that's kind of what we have going on here, right?
Yeah. We got that featured in some of our new Chicago Handshake glassware as well.
And then you have this fun T-shirt back there. But going back to the Passport Challenge, what is it all about? What's the purpose for it? Because there's a really great component behind it.
Yeah, so coming out of the success of the card game, we developed more merchandise and also realized that we could work with 15 local bars throughout Chicago. Most of them are independently owned, and create this passport program. The passport.
And that's what's going on here.
Yeah, it was originated in 2016, and we brought it back this year to celebrate how we can all get together again, and we made it. So we have this emblem that is the Malort glass with the tall boy, and inside here you have a registration and some rules. What you want to do is go to each of these 15 locations, order Chicago Handshake. That's that Malort shot with a tall boy of old style.
Which is that lovely thing right there, for
And
sure.
what you get is a stamp in your passport. So you want to go to all these destinations.
So we're here at Demon Tap Day. That's why that is stamped, because they're one of the participating bars, and there's 14 others, correct?
Correct, yeah. And in here you'll see that this will culminate in an event. The event takes place on September 22nd. It's our Chicago Handshake Challenge party. Bring your passport with all the stamps in it, and you can get collector coins. So this is a limited edition.
Look at that.
It has the emblem that represents Chicago Handshake, and then on the back, it's all individually stamped with your number on it. So the number of participants.
That's fun.
Yeah, there's 500 that we're giving away, so it's a limited edition. And then at that party, you'll be able to collect your coin as well as get merchandise. We'll have Vienna beef there with a hot dog stand serving Chicago-style hot dogs, DJ. We also have a Malort photo booth. So it's a Malort face photo booth.
Fantastic.
And so we'll be
so
doing,
Chicago.
Yeah, shots. And the photo booth lets you download it immediately to social media and print it out. So it should be a very fun night.
And you're not necessarily encouraging everybody to go to 15 different bars single by themselves. You can do this with a group of friends where you have your passport where you can kind of go through each of the bars, because they're all over the city, correct? So
yes.
You can't do all this in one day.
Yeah,
you wouldn't recommend it, I should
No.
say.
So we do suggest a 2-bar limit for the day. You can also bring your friends and order them a Chicago Handshake. It's a great introduction to the city.
Absolutely. As soon as they step off the plane, you should head to a bar and do the Chicago Handshake.
Yeah, and then you get your stamp for those cases also. So it's a good way to collect.
It's good. And is there a charitable component to the whole thing of the profits from the event?
Yeah, so we're working with Another Rally, and that is a charity event that helps people in the service industry. So I know that COVID was a tough time, so this is a nice way to get back to that community, including bartenders and service.
And for people who want more information about the Chicago Handshake and the Passport Challenge, what's the best way for them to go about doing that?
Best way, go to transittees.com. You'll see a link to all of the information about the passport and the party.
Fantastic. Well, Kyle and Tim, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And this is your handiwork, Kyle, right over here. So I'm going to show this one more time. because that's awesome. That is so Chicago. And I'm going to talk to Sean, who's back there, about Demon Tap, one of the 14 other bars for the Passport Challenge, correct? Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to enjoy one of these before I get started. All right, so believe it or not, that painting back there, I've been told, is the actual food truck that started out before it became what is now the Demon Tap. How are you, Sean?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. This is your bar. This is your place. It's unique. Why don't you tell people about it and what people can expect when they come in here for the Chicago Handshake when they visit here at your bar?
We're the Demon Tap. We, like you said, we started out as a food truck and eventually decided hey, let's take this up a notch. So we started a bar, and the bar is actually what people can expect is I've got two partners and we've been friends for about 25 years. So it's kind of a mismatch of everything that we like. So we like some obscure music, we like fantasy, we like science fiction, we like video games.
I know, I noticed the back, man. You got RBI baseball back there, or one of the old baseball games from NES. Yeah. You have a D&D pinball machine, you have a bunch of other gaming systems. A lot of gamers come here, yeah?
A lot of gamers come here. We run D&D games almost every night of the week in the back, Magic the Gathering. But kind of try to take away the nerd element from it, because it's kind of a rock and roll place at the same time. But it is nerdy.
But nerdy in the Stranger Things, how that's blown up kind of way, really cool way, if you're going to call it nerdy.
Yeah, we're all like Eddie, it's like a bar of Eddies.
Yeah, no, I dig, man. It's a cool vibe in here, and the artwork is great, and the decorations up on the wall. I mean, it's just enough to make you do a double take. Wait, what is that? Which is the whole point. It's awesome stuff, man.
I think we're getting a lot of that when people come in to do the Handshake Passport. There are people that I know probably wouldn't come in here normally, and they're like, wow, this place is great. And I'm like, well, I'm glad we're doing this handshake thing because now we have some new faces in here, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's part of this little growing culture here in Avondale where you got a lot of fantasy, horror, new shops opening up, the Horror House shop down the street. You got Kuma's, you got Brood down in Avondale, Bucket of Blood right there. You guys are all in this community together, which I think is a really cool thing, and I love that it's happening in Avondale. That's awesome.
I do too, and a lot of these businesses are small, independently owned businesses, which I think is great because Chicago's kind of falling out. There's a lot of restaurant groups and stuff like that, and there's no
you need to keep the indies going.
Yeah, we're keeping this is indie strip.
So people come in with the passport. What's your stamp look like for us to see here? I'm just gonna give a little whiff.
See. It is our logo,
which is
a little D-Men.
Got it.
So D-Men is short for Donor Men, but he's actually
which was the food truck,
yes.
Right?
But this is a take on the cover of the first edition Dungeons and Dragons book, actually, the Dungeon Master's Guide.
I love it. This is great. And the event goes on through September, but you guys are here all the time. What are your hours?
It's during the week we open at 4 o'clock, except for on Fridays we open at noon and we close at 2, and Friday, Saturday, Sundays noon and we close at 2, 3 o'clock on Saturdays.
Fantastic. And is there a website you want people to follow or
DemonTap.com, and then you can go for Instagram is Demon Tap Shy, and then just Demon Tap for all the other socials.
Well, Sean, thank you very much. I appreciate the time today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That is the Chicago scene here at the Demon Tap in Avondale. Are we in Avondale?
We're in Avondale.
We're in Avondale.
Logandale.
TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, it's TBarness at WGNTV.com, right off of Belmont and where are we at? Belmont and what? What would you say?
Rockwell.
Come see my friend Sean here. He'll greet you with a Chicago handshake. Thank you, sir.